Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be diving into the different stages of Dipper Pine's life so far, exploring his growth, adventures, and everything in between. I'm excited to take you all on this journey, so let's get started right away. Dipper Pines is a smart, curious, and adventurous 13-year-old boy, and is one of the two main protagonists of the series. Alongside his twin sister Mabel, he spends the summer of 2012 with his great-uncle Grunkle Stan in Gravity Falls, where he and his sister constantly encounter the town's paranormal tendencies. Armed with Journal 3 that he found in a hidden place in a tree in the Gravity Falls forest, him and Mabel work to seek out and uncover the town's mysterious secrets. Dipper represents the pine tree symbol associated with the Bill Cipher zodiac as it is present on his hat. Dipper was born on August 31st, 1999. His family lives in Piedmont, California. At a young age, Dipper's mother would dress him up in a lamb costume and have him perform his signature song and dance, the Lamby Lamby dance.
Well, who wants a lammy, lammy, lammy? I do, I do.
He and Mabel were raised secular but celebrate all holidays at his sister's insistence. Since he was young, his favorite holiday has been Halloween, of which his favorite part is trick-or-treating with Mabel. He is also known to have been teased about his birthmark by other children until he started hiding it, which may be how he earned his nickname when he was no older than 5, a rival in Gravity Falls. Sometime, Dipper and his twin sister Mabel were sent north up the coast to the small town of Gravity Falls, Oregon to stay with their great-uncle Stan, whom the twins call Grunkle Stan. Stan runs a tourist trap named the Mystery Shack, which doubles as and was originally his house. While Mabel adjusts with ease, Dipper initially finds it difficult to get used to his new surroundings. One fateful day, Stan tasks Dipper to put up hanging signs advertising the Mystery Shack in the spooky part of the Gravity Falls forest, where he discovers a journal written by an unknown and enigmatic author detailing the town's secrets and dangers. Dipper discloses his findings with Mabel and consecutively meets her new boyfriend Norman, who he begins to suspect is a zombie based on the information in Journal 3. Despite failing to find any incriminating evidence, Dipper confronts his sister on the theory, resulting in an argument. During Mabel's date, however, he notices Norman's right hand falling off on camera, which Norman suspiciously attaches back on, making him fearful that Mabel could unknowingly be in danger. Using the mystery cart with the keys he obtains from the Mystery Shack's clerk, Wendy, Dipper quickly heads to rescue Mabel, and upon finding her, he realizes that Norman is actually made up of 5 gnomes stacked on top of each other, which are residing in the forest, who plan to kidnap Mabel and force her to become their queen. He manages to subdue the creatures and escape with his sister, but they are pursued by a large monster made of hundreds of gnomes. The two end up crashing the mystery cart upon arriving at the shack and are cornered by the monster. The head gnome Jeff informs them that they will do something crazy unless Mabel becomes their queen, and in response Mabel then tells Dipper that she has to do it. Dipper doesn't trust her plan, but she tells him to trust her just this once and then agrees to marry Jeff. Jeff gets excited, climbs down from the giant gnome monster, and goes to put the ring on Mabel's finger. Once Jeff successfully places the ring on Mabel's finger, he wants to hurry and get Mabel back into the forest, but Mabel says that he must kiss her first. Jeff puckers up, but to his surprise, Mabel uses a leaf blower against him. Eventually, Mabel sucks and shoots Jeff out of the leaf blower for revenge because he lied to her, broke her heart, and messed with Dipper. As he flies through the air, he crashes into the gnome monster and says that he will have his revenge. Without their leader, the rest of the gnomes are confused as to what they should do next. Mabel then begins blowing them with the leaf blower, forcing them back into the forest. One of the gnomes gets caught in the plastic from a 6-pack soda and is carried away by gompers. Mabel feels sad that her first boyfriend turned out to be a bunch of gnomes, so Dipper tries to cheer her up by saying that her next boyfriend might be a vampire. They then proceed to do an awkward sibling hug. Dipper and Mabel walk into the Mystery Shack, and Grunkle Stan tells them they can each take anything they want from the Mystery Shack because he overstocked some inventory. Dipper chooses his now signature blue pine tree hat, and despite Grunkle Stan suggesting her to take a doll or something, Mabel acquires a grappling hook. Mabel is later seen jumping on the bed, playing with her grappling hook while Dipper writes about the events that happened that day in the mysterious journal he found. At the end, Dipper tells Mabel to turn off the light, but instead she shoots it out of the window with the grappling hook, and they laugh about it. Okay, before we talk about Dipper Pine's relationship with Pacifica Northwest, let's discuss a bit about his relationship with Wendy Corduroy. In Tourist Trapped, Wendy makes her debut when Stan asks her to put up some signs advertising the mystery shack in this spooky part of the woods. She is reading a magazine at the counter and claims that she can't reach it. Later in the episode, she gives Dipper the keys to the mystery cart and tells him to try not to hit any pedestrians. She is later seen working at the ticket stand with Dipper in Headhunters, saying that Stan probably bribed people to come see the grand unveiling of Wax Stan. She and Dipper share a laugh after revealing to each other that they indeed were both bribed to attend. In the deep end, Wendy works as a lifeguard in the Gravity Falls pool. She apparently decided to work there when she found out lifeguards get to have free snack privileges. Dipper volunteers to become assistant lifeguard to spend more time with Wendy, although she told him he had to check in with her boss, Mr. Poolcheck. Wendy later locks up Stan in the pool jail and breaks some rules with Dipper, such as running around the pool and persuading Suze to steal the pool's inflatable ducks. By the end of the episode, she gets fired by Poolcheck for taking too many snacks, so she and Dipper decide to break more rules somewhere else. Wendy and Dipper are on friendly terms and like to hang out together for the fun of it, often breaking rules in the process. Dipper has a huge crush on Wendy, though he does not necessarily believe they will be together because of their age gap. Regardless, he attempts to impress her and frequently finds himself in sticky situations as a result. He will sometimes mutter certain things to himself under his breath, thinking that Wendy cannot hear him, though she actually can and does. Since Wendy is 3 years older than he is, Dipper tries to come across as mature and capable of being around Wendy's other friends. Dipper resents Wendy's relationship with Robbie due to his jealousy. After Dipper reveals his feelings to her, Wendy gently lets him down and gets him to admit he always knew a relationship couldn't really work between them, but tells him it's important to her that they can still be friends, and he readily accepts that. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Dipper and Pacifica. In the episode Northwest Mansion Mystery, the Northwest family has a practice dinner for their annual party taking place the following day. Suddenly, various objects around the manor start floating and attacking Pacifica and her parents. She is then told by her father to enlist Dipper Pines to get rid of the problem. Dressing up in attire so she isn't recognized at the shack, she does as told and approaches Dipper with the request at the mystery shack. Though he refuses at first, Dipper ultimately accepts in return for Pacifica inviting Mabel and her friends to the party. Arriving at the manor, Pacifica changes Dipper's outfit into a formal one suited for the occasion. Pacifica then points him to the direction where the paranormal activity has been happening the most. While Dipper believes it to be a Category 1 ghost, he soon corrects himself when the taxidermy animal heads on the wall start chanting ancient sins. Blood oozes out of their eyes and mouths, and the ghost appears from the fireplace. Dealing with a Category 10 ghost, they run for their lives, looking for a silver mirror to trap the ghost in. When they reach a sparkling clean white room, Pacifica prevents herself and Dipper from entering, as their shoes were dirty and she didn't want to mess up her parents' most prized carpet pattern. The two have an argument which lands them into a secret room. The ghost finds them and flies at Pacifica, but she is saved by Dipper, who traps the ghost in a silver hand mirror. Grateful, Pacifica hugs Dipper, but not for too long, as she realizes what she is doing and tries to pay him to not talk about it. With her parents receiving the news, Pacifica bids Dipper farewell so he could finish off the ghost, although she wanted him to stay for the party. Not long after, Dipper returns, being informed by the ghost that he only attacked for revenge because of the promise the Northwests broke 150 years ago. Pacifica begins feeling sad that Dipper is upset at her, although she knew the truth but couldn't tell him because of her parents. Later, the ghost escapes and attacks everyone in the manor, turning them into wood. With Dipper's encouragement, Pacifica, wanting to change the error of her ancestors' ways, does the only thing that will stop the ghost, opening the manor gates and allowing common folk into the party. With this done, the curse is lifted. The ghost moves on and everyone reverts to their original state. She and Dipper make amends after that, even sharing a moment of rebellion as they stomp mud on her parents' favorite carpet pattern. Okay, we've come to the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you next time.